I have received hundreds of emails from Josh Zaff over his time at Akiba Schecter. This is more emails than I have received from all of the other current 8th graders combined. Josh sent me emails with ideas and questions, with recipes and requests, with feedback and print orders. In an email from 3rd grade, he asked me to save the lid of a cardboard box for him so he could use it to carry the beverages he wanted to sell at recess. In one from 4th grade, he asked me to print his business cards. In one from 5th grade, he told me that the book I had assigned was actually good and he couldn't wait to read more of it. In one from 6th grade, he included a link to the spike ball set he wanted me to purchase for recess in the park. In one from 7th grade, there was a picture of the 3D dog he had printed as a gift for a teacher, one he knew loved dogs. And in another from 7th grade, there was a link to materials he needed to build a functional electronic scoreboard when his classmates were building electrified dollhouses. In one sent just this year from the school bus, he asked me to help rescue his black sweatshirt from the lost and found if I was still at school. And emails like these represent just one of the ways Josh reached out to me. More mornings than not, Josh had a specific comment or question for me after his cheerful good morning coming off the bus. Most recently, it was, "Guess what, Miss Cass?" But I stopped falling for that one after the first few times, and I recommend you do likewise. And I've long lost count of the times it was Josh behind the knock at my office door on his way to recess, coming to pick up the football he had me order. More than anything else, Josh possesses an irrepressible desire and capacity to build connection. When he first arrived, he didn't always know how best to channel that desire. He struggled to work on projects and groups with classmates. But over the past 6 years, we have seen him find countless ways to connect with his teachers and peers. As an entrepreneur, a musician, a baker, a big buddy, a helper, a friend. We have observed his deep and authentic connection to his Jewish identity, be it in prayer, learning, or service. His kavanah, his intention, and his connection to God are truly inspiring. In this way, and many others, Josh is uniquely unself-conscious. He's not consumed by how others will react to what he says or does. Because of this openness, we get to see so much of what's remarkable about him. His eagerness to pitch in and help clean up after an all-school lunch, or wipe down the whiteboard at the end of a class. His intense creativity, more memorable in the projects he made time and time again in science class. The Minecraft biome and the Body Systems song, just to name a couple. And as he gained more trust in himself as a learner and as a member of our community, he was eager and capable of giving that to others. I believe the future is going to be driven forward by people like Josh, people who think outside the box and are always looking to build something, people willing to put themselves forward, to take risks, and to be open about what matters to them. All of us at Akiba Schecter have felt privileged to shine a little sun on Josh Zaff, to see him lift his head and share so much of the glory that resides in it and in his heart. We know the future is bright for you, Josh, and it will be grounded in our tradition and guided by a spiritual purpose for you and for everyone who will be blessed to know you. Mazel tov.
When I arrived in 3rd grade, Miss Cass met me in the atrium and brought me to Miss Levine's classroom in 209. Everything was different from my old school. At Akiba, the school is smaller and learning is different. Mrs. Essie came mid-year in 3rd grade after Miss Levine left. Mrs. Essie was one of my favorite teachers. Oh, Mrs. Essie, I finally read Maniac McGee. It was as good as you said it was. In 5th grade, I was just getting used to the new things, like moving classrooms between periods and having 7 periods a day. Then COVID happened. Then there were June projects on Zoom. I learned how to make a song with Mr. Castle. It was the first time I ever made a song, and I realized it was actually really fun. That's why I continued to compose songs in my free time. 7th grade, I had humanities for the first time. I didn't know what to expect, and after the first class, I thought I would have a lot of homework because Ms. Chimman assigned homework on the first day of school, which none of my other teachers have ever done before. And later, I realized that I learned more in humanities than in other classes, probably because of the homework. And no, that does not mean that teachers should assign more homework. We did choice projects for the first time in 6th grade. At first, I didn't really understand what they were, but now I really enjoy them. And I learned a lot, all the way from how to bake to learning the safety in the NFL. It has been really fun. Next year, I'm going to miss recess football because it is a fun way for me to interact with the grades above and below mine. I'm also going to miss how small the school is. It was so nice learning Gemara one-on-one with Rabbi Novak in Baby Josh class after I finished my work. Thank you for offering to work one-on-one with me so we can learn the Gemara more in detail. Thank you to all the teachers who have supported me throughout the years. Thank you, Ms. Weisman, for always having all of the right answers and for helping me grow throughout the years. Thank you, Ms. Cass, for being a great principal and person to talk to, and for introducing me to all of the amazing books we read together in 5th grade. The Cubs are still the better Chicago team. Thank you, Ms. Chimman, for being such a great teacher and for pushing me to my limits and farther. Thank you, Ms. Rothfeld, for always believing in me and for trusting me with the fish. And I can say that was the first time I have counted down the days of winter break to make sure that the fish lived until they got back to their tank. And for meeting with me during your lunch break to teach me electronics before you were even my teacher. Thank you, Mr. Essie, for being a great 4th and 5th grade teacher, and for being the first and probably last teacher to serve 3 scoops of ice cream in class. Thank you, Rabbi Bauman, for always making me laugh, and nice glasses. Thank you, Ma'or, for preparing me to speak Hebrew in Israel and in high school. Thank you, Rabbi Am, for supplying me with every joke in the book to share at my Shabbos table every week. Thank you, Owen and Miss Lily, for coordinating a fun air project. Thank you, Mr. Golden, for talking sports with me every morning when I get into the room for advisory. Thank you to all my friends here. You always figure out a way to make me laugh. And of course, thank you, Mom and Dad. I would not be here today if you didn't send me to this amazing place. Thank you, Akiba Schechter family, for this amazing journey.